Hello, my name's Andrea Turner, and I live by the philosophy that the solution to any problem is found in the problem itself. I work in Sydney, Australia as a counsellor, so I'm in the mental health industry and profession, and I'm very much aware that mental health has a global stigmatisation problem. And I often wonder, why is it that in today's modern world that we still have this stigmatisation with mental health and mental illness? Especially considering now a lot of education that's out there trying to teach people, to help people to understand what mental health is and what mental illness is. So I got to wondering, really, what is the problem with mental health? And I started to realise that the problem with mental health is the mental. We're all mental about mental health, which is pretty crazy, right? Okay, so really, if we go to a dictionary and look up mental, what we find is that generally across the board, because I looked at quite a number of dictionaries, mental actually means of the mind or done by the mind. It also means disorder or illness of the mind. And colloquially, it also is defined as crazy, insane, deranged, angry person. Now, when we think about it, if that's how it is in black and white, in print, in dictionaries that are considered reference books, is it really any wonder why we can't seem to move past this stigmatisation of mental health and mental issues? So, what do we do with that? How do we move forward? Well, let's think about it. So mental is of the mind, done by the mind, and that's brilliant. However, what we need to understand is that our mind isn't exclusive to our brain. Our mind encompasses our cognitive ability, so our ability to function, to think, to process information, yet it also embraces our emotional intelligence. So our emotional way of feeling, of perceiving an experience through our senses, it encompasses our social capabilities. So that's our abilities to actually form relationships, to be part of a community. And then it also really enables us to have a spiritual health and intelligence as well. And that is where our beliefs and our values come into it. So when we think of our mind, we're not really talking about just our cognitive ability, our cerebral functions, and what our brain does. We're talking about so much more of us, about our complete being, because our mind exists implicitly as much as it does so explicitly. But, our capabilities of our mind is through learnt behaviours just as much, and that's our nurturing process just as much as what it is through our innate capabilities, so what we're born with. So in my opening statement, I said that I live by the philosophy that the solution to any problem is found in the problem itself. So considering that our problem is mental, and mental is of the mind, there's our solution. Our solution is to use our mind, to use our intelligences, our cognitive and logical and rational intelligences, or our cerebral intelligences, our emotional, our social and our spiritual intelligences, all the intelligences that encompass our mind. Let's take them and use them to redefine the word mental. And if redefining the word mental is a problem, then let's just invent a new word. I mean, it's not as if hundreds of thousands of words haven't been generated over the course of human evolution. There's nothing to stop us from inventing a new word now. So why don't we do that? Why don't we take our problem of mental and use the strength of that problem, our mind, to actually move forward and to destigmatise the stigma that mental health and mental illness is experiencing in today's world. Well, that's my thoughts anyway, and I've got a pretty good word in mind that I would use. However, let's all do it together as a social network. Let's come up with a new definition of mental. I'm Andrea Turner. Thank you.